Alright, and starting rather earlier today, maybe it is of use, maybe not, but at least got around rather earlier and trying to start a bit earlier as far as able to go for this week. Will be away on Friday and Saturday as noted also on the news item that those would be tentative, but otherwise should be doing actually each day this week, so should be a bit more often that we'll be playing something also, especially compared to last week that wasn't very good luck and or time wise, but now doing much better in that respect it seems, because I had to move yesterday, but otherwise even was able to start quite well today. So we are doing again MtG Arena quick draft, and this time it seems that it is for hello there Jax, welcome and good to see you here. It's been a while as was about a month away with various events, so always good to see you again here also for this one's streams. So welcome, and we are doing MtG Arena and quick draft this time, like apparently one of the newer Innistrad sets, Crimson Vow. So we do have kind of like as observed when checked like what expansion is available, noted that it has a wolf who clearly doesn't like a banquet, so apparently we have anti-party wolf at least available. It would appear from the graphic. Let's also see what the overall description of the set says once we actually enter. So we could actually enter with gold for once, which of course is good use for gold because you gain more of that from the rewards. So let's make use of that first before the crystals which you actually pay for. So and then we wait for the server apparently. Let's hope that works, or restart if necessary, but so that doesn't look very promising. Please try again later. Let's try again like now and restart if needed. Should work though. Interesting. It certainly has worked in the past, so let's restart if necessary. So how has your week gone this far, Jax? Do you remember you mentioned something on Luna's stream that things were at least somewhat difficult to remember faintly. Alright, let's restart the thing foremost, because it doesn't really currently want to do whatever should. So let's exit and restart and see whether it would be happier to actually join. At least it agrees to go back to the loading screen and or the main screen with waiting for server, so I would imagine this should also work. This was not quite what intended to do though. But it clearly went all the way to matchmaking mode, so let's try again. And there we go. Alright, this looks much more active. Yes. And then we again have cards to start drafting with. Unfortunately, this is against computer, so we have no big timer, so we can talk and otherwise be more or less useful as long as preferred. So let's then start looking at cards. Do not know this set at all, so should be interesting. Alright, this is quite usual. Blue returns permanents. Each player chooses one permanent. Draw a card. So it's kind of resets the state partially because they go into hands, so they can play again, yes. Alright, can also be flashed, discarding a card. Alright, this is one of those that transforms. Gain 3 or more life. That's kind of very wide mechanic that to transform this. You have to actually gain 3 life. Exploit, very good keyword. Right, and then it also returns opponent's creature or target creature in general, so you can also put creature on top or bottom of your own library, so it's a bit more flexible. Alright, classical. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, you get 3 life, yeah. Alright, so this can find another one. You would of course need more than one of those. Alright, Ragged Recluse proved to be the odious witch, not totally surprising a change. If you discarded a card this turn, alright, that's quite not too demanding a transformation. Whenever attacks loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. That's not too bad actually for 3/3 body for 1/1 and black, so that's actually a pretty nice card. Alright. Yeah, let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh well. And let's look at more cards then. So we had then we have pretty traditional, like target player loses and it creates also blood tokens. Alright, so this has these blood tokens that also allow drawing cards. Alright, quite usual. Red with some speed effect to it and gives bonuses as haste. Yeah, quite expensive, but it's 4 minis and creates 2 blood tokens. Alright, this is even a wolf, and it has trample as long as you have some kind of another wolf. Alright, so practically this can either enchant a land or creature. As long as it's creature, so if the land is able to become a creature. Alright, quite basic green style enchantment. If it's night, alright, there are apparently some cards that can make night fall. Alright. Of these, certainly like most odious witch for now, so let's go with black. This is too unusual for this one. Alright, Volderen Estate. Generates colorless, pay 1 life, 1 mana of any color. Only for vampires. Create blood token, alright. That's quite directly related to the vampire mechanics. Alright. Generates a serpent. That's quite steep cost for can't be blocked. Sacrifice 2 islands, that's like a lot of tempo. Alright. So it's either like only for wolves of various types, or any creature if you play it so that you remove the text in square brackets. That's quite fun mechanism, like change the text. Alright. It's quite directly again for vampires mostly. Alright, comes with a griffin and all. Or at least some kind of winged creature. Training. Alright, so it increases +1/+1 counters as long as it attacks with higher powered creature. Alright, ambush indeed becomes blue serpent with haste. Not haste, base power and toughness 5/5. Yeah, with haste that would be quite powerful. -13, that should be certainly sufficient. Try indeed. Right, that's quite nice also, mechanically. Desperate farmer becomes the depraved harvester. Right, another of these, we already saw this. Alright, that's actually quite strong potentially. You mill 3 and then you get +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. So that's potentially really strong. It also costs like 5 CMC, so also now like this most, so the black transforming creatures have this far clearly gotten attention this round. And let's see what we could have next. Alright, quite low cost. Also, you have to be able to exile a creature card from your graveyard, so more or less not one drop, though it costs one, you already have to have a creature in your graveyard. Right, that's interesting. Mechanically cast from graveyard for its disturb cost, so you practically get the aura that way. Alright, ported window, only if you don't get too much damage. And around blessed Geist. White, so most probably not. Unholy Officiant, still it's white. And it also, you get +1/+1 counters, but it at least costs 4, so Vampire Cleric, still it's white though. Alright, counter spell that requires X, and it's exiled, alright. Alright, that's quite a bit expensive for the 3/3 body, not too bad. Quite usual black, quite usual red with some damage effect. Not very many interesting cards in the black team in these. How about the Ceremonial Knife, at least? Nicely named card, and what does it do? Alright. Again, the blood tokens. This might be most interesting card for the black team, or if doing 2 colors, this would be actually quite nice for beginning. Deals damage and later use the blood token, so let's go for black and red. Fire Spawn. That's actually quite nice. Alright, and for cleave cost, so it's practically a kind of discard that can be improved. You may sacrifice a forest, unsurprisingly, it's a saw. Yep. Alright, another with the removable text in square brackets for blue. Alright, this is one of those with the disturb mechanic. Serpentine Ambush we already saw, this we already saw. Courier Bat, alright. You can also return cards from graveyard if gained life. Oh, hello there. That clearly worked. Just as we were looking at a bat, the bat arrived. You of course get greetings on the big screen. Oh, and thank you for the resub. And you of course get greetings on the big screen. Welcome and thanks for joining us, our good bat. And immediately we saw the bat when we got a bat card, so that worked well, it seems. And of course we are then taking the courier bat, because Immediately the bat appears, so we of course take the courier bat. Alright, this is artifact, but it's practically red. Again, it seems the green has kind of team with sauce. Alright, this is quite specific. Fights target zombie. So it's only fierce retribution. Looks fierce indeed. Alright, either just creature or attacking creature. Red light monstrosity, that's quite big. And requires a card in exile to even activate the non-block ability. Alright. And we have another bat. Then we have red cards. Reckless Impulse. Alright, that's kind of card advantage, but somewhat questionable. First strike as long as attacking 2-1, so it's kind of early game card. Do you like another bat really of those? So even more bat. So let's then see into the night. So this makes the night time begin. Discard a number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. Yeah, that's quite nice because you can make it night and you can discard as many cards as you want and draw new ones. So the blue cards, these we already know. Diagraph Scavenger. Alright, Zombie Bear, it indeed looks quite threatening. Death Touch. Enters the battlefield. Dial up to 1 target card. Alright, so it shoots and you gain life, but it's only in the battlefield effect. Alright, this is one of those skeletons that keep coming back. Persistent Specimen, yes. Fire Spawn again, the elemental. Rural Recruit. Alright, so the rural Recruit also has a beak along. Rural indeed. I rather like the Into the Night, but it's quite expensive. We can get cheap creatures later. Let's take Into the Night for style. Then we could get another Into the Night that we of course couldn't have known. Aim for the head, yes, but it's not very useful if it's a zombie. Still it seems to work enough though. Exiles 2 cards from their hand, kind of like another Into the Night. Do not think we need 2 for 40 cards. Probably of these two, like the Daybreak combatants, we should try to maintain approximately similar amounts of red and black cards in any case. Alright, and Supernatural Rescue. Alright, and Vampire Slayer. That clearly indeed does exactly what it says. Zombie Drake, really stylish art also. Reckless Impulse again, Crushing Canopy. And then we have the Sanguine Statuette and Alright. Converts to a creature, fair enough. Another day per combatants and then everything else is off color. And then we have nothing on color. So let's more or less craft that's what we like the most. Again off color. Except the artifact works. Yeah, not much in color anymore, so let's take like the bramble armor more. Let's take the big thing because it's not very lucky last colors. Like let's get every other color. Very nice, but that's drafting for you. You get every other color except the color you were looking for. Oh well, drafting indeed. Alright, legendary. Non-creature, one more to cast. That's a thing. Then you of course have to concentrate a little creatures. Geist. Alright, that's also quite strong if playing white with enchantments into life. Every spell. Alright, and white. Alright, this is actually quite nice mechanically. Artifact that transforms when you use it for mana. Not bad. Turns from foreboding statue to the Forsaken Treasure, which is quite a bit stronger and generates mana automatically. Of course, that would be dangerous if one still had mana burn. Alright. And then we have Piercing Light. This we already saw. Counter plus blood token. Block only with flying. Another Diacraft Scavenger. Boom Descender. Dice create 2/2. It's like a bit like in XCOM, the modern XCOM game. You had the thing that would make zombies, and the zombies were stronger than the XCOM operatives. Like really? Lacerate flesh or damage target creature. Blood tokens equal to amount of excess damage. Alright. And green cards. Rather like the artifact that transforms. Style-wise and certainly crafting for style. Opening statue. Looks worrying for sure. Yeah, it tends to be jacks, especially with the draft. So it's like you look at all the piles of cards, choose cards, and of course this is the kind of quite calm format as you have as you are drafting with the computer only. You have time to talk about the cards. It's quite calm format this. As you first make your deck with the cards and then you play up to 3 losses. So do like the format considerably. It's quite nice and calm for streaming. So let's see what the next pile holds. Griffin Cavalry, clearly like what a swan griffin. Alright, this looks interesting. Zombie Cleric. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. So, but it's still like 2 and black for 3/2. Nice enough. Right, transforming creature. So this is one of the things that require a knight. Then it of course becomes very fiery. Woof. Alright. This we already saw. This we already saw. Steelclad Spirit, it clearly is. Alright. Defender unless enchantment cast. This we saw. Exploit. Quite expensive. Upgrade. 3 damage or destroy target artifact. Alright. Quite basic. Fearful villager turns into fearsome werewolf. Quite logical. When the night comes, so it into the night certainly. And it's not very expensive. Alright. Back wolf. As long as it's your turn. Alright, so honored heirloom. Alright, exiles graveyards. Heirloom indeed. Wedding invitation. Alright. Can't be blocked. No, of course not. They have the invitation. Interesting. Quite stylish. Of course, do rather like this because it's special. And also rather like this because it's a woof and it's fiery. Again, it's like the same pile has all the nice cards. Yep. So let's take that. And then next. Alright. So can also shoot, but then it also transforms into werewolf wielding the ballista. Can still shoot, but also stops blocking. Nightbound. So it improves a bit. Alright, that has a lot of text. Alright, that's quite interesting. Kindly ancestor becomes aura, so white has more of these disturb for aura. That's quite interesting. Bird horror that we already saw. Right, that's quite, would say, takes a lot of beating, 1/13, so it's kind of, that's interesting. Enter stabbed, yes, but it's after that it can soak a lot of damage because you have 13 toughness. Alright. Probably still like this a lot as it's kind of stylish, but should choose a black card at times, so this is interesting for like defense. When you have 13 toughness, that's certainly more than enough for a while at least. So let's choose that, and next. Bloodsworn fire becomes a knight, alright. Alright, that's quite specific, but kind of late game because it requires a lot of creature cards in graveyard. Human can be dropped from that, otherwise quite usual. Already seen these. We already have 2 bats. Of course, do know that the bat will say that you can never have too many bats. Alright, this we already saw. Becomes fearsome werewolf knight. And green things. Rather like this, but it's hard to use because it requires a lot of creature cards. This is kind of easier to use as long as you succeed at making knight. So let's take that for now. So let's then see what else there is. Alright. Rending Flame. Alright, only for spirits really. Alright, it's very much a rallier because untaps target creature but can't attack alone. Grisly Ritual, quite expensive but gets rid of creature. Undying Malice. Alright, that's quite nice when like preparing die. Like that because it can be used tactically. Alright, that's the other way around, so it becomes a spirit. Rune-bound wolf. Alright, so of course do have already several that might be useful. Gift of Fangs. Alright, that's quite specific. Can be used also offensively, because if it's not a vampire it gets -2/-2. This we already have. Rather like the woof. Alright, and that's quite specific. It gives -2/-2 only if that opponent controls no other creatures. Already seen these. Pointed discussion. Also gives 2 cards though. Alright. Probably prefer black card here. Free Folk, alright. Lantern of the Lost. Exile target card from a graveyard. Exile all cards from all graveyards. That is kind of useful for breaking certain mechanics. Do life transferred, alright. This we already have, this we already have. So the lantern is actually quite nice at this point. Diagraph scavenger, Doom descender, lacerate flesh. Let's now take the diagraph scavenger. And now we get the zombie cleric again, and now it's quite a clear choice. Alright, second of the 3 card rounds gradually towards finishing, and probably lacerate flesh is probably more useful. Both of these are quite expensive to play well. Alright, this is a good cheap creature now. And certainly let's take another of these. And even a useful card as the last one. So, and final round of drafting. Oh, how has Camus week begun also? And let's go again for cards. Pick up. Alright. Any card or basic land, so. Alright. Attack with exactly 2 creatures, and then it becomes alright. That's at least a bit stronger, and it's a vampire, so. This we already know. This we also know. This we know. Now it might be more interesting, but do prefer this as is a new card, and do like the kind of alluring suitor is actually more deadly. Stylish mechanic. Hero's downfall was quite direct. Destroy that. Crawling infestation. Mill 2. Alright, creates insects. This we have already seen. Traveling minister, alright. Can improve creatures. Bleed dry, this we already know, the -13, -13. Already know all of these actually. Do prefer basic removal from this pile. So let's then. Alright, this is quite stylish, but it's in green, so. Alright, returns cards from graveyard. This we already have. quite so not interesting. This we already have. So that it pretty much is Innocent Traveler, which of course proves to be Malicious Invader. Opponent may sacrifice a creature. This is actually quite nice mechanically. It forces others to react. Alright, that's useful if you can use the blood tokens. We already saw. This we already have. End the festivities. This is actually very stylish. One damage to everything. It's not very effective, though it's very stylish. And this we already know. Who like this? Probably the most. Could have more cheap cards, but none of the cards provided are really quite that. Right, that would be actually a pretty nice card, but in blue and black. Not very many cards here in any case for Ancestral Anger. Alright, Angi. Alright, this would need more than one because it would practically increase effect. Fairy Prisoner is actually Wrathful Jailbreaker. When the night comes, that's quite nice also. Also quite expensive, like not really very many cheap cards. That's not very interesting, it's only lose 2, gain 2. Like that, again, like, should be cheaper. Oh well. Pointed discussion again. Again one of these, like, do a strike. Alright, that's not too bad. Evolving Wilds. Classical, but not that necessary, not really playing ramp. Sure strike. Alright, this do think we already even have. Again, like not that many. This we already have. This is quite expensive. So let's take that. Several expensive ones. Mildly it's cool. Alright. That's not too bad either. Sacrifice effect wise. It's anyway the best card from this pile. Again, mostly like the familiar cards. Let's now take the anti everything else thing. Considering low cost cards are needed, take another very persistent specimen. Then we again have like, we already have several of these, so let's take another Lantern of the Lost. We can empty graveyards at will at least. And the festivities came back, so now it's of course. Alright, another green card. And the last card is also green. So now it's time to put the deck together. first of all we get rid of all the off-color cards. And then we have 53 cards left, so 13 to go. Two of these is kind of a lot, they are quite expensive. It's kind of like, most probably only one please. These can kind of defend, that would have two. It's kind of useful as it creates the blood tokens. If we have 3, would prefer like 1. There we go, that already removed like 10 cards to remove. Like 3 daybreak combatants, really. And this is kind of expensive to use, so going to get rid of that. We have enough opportunities really to discard cards to transform this. Rather like the pointed discussion is kind of uninteresting. Let's get rid of that. 8 cards still to remove. We have some things that benefit from the night time, so let's keep the into the night. These are kind of expensive, but rather like the wolf. This is kind of expensive, and though maybe 2 lanterns of the lost is anyway excessive. It's kind of niche being able to empty the graveyard. And we still have to remove 6 cards. Overall, the daybreak combatants are right, but more useful for the same cost to have ones that may transform, so haste is kind of mini so let's get rid all together. 5 cards to remove. let's then... Undying Malice is kind of nice. It's still somewhat like, yes, you get bonus. Sometimes helps. This is quite low cost. As long as we have something to sack to it. This is still kind of specific because it requires, but there are also actually, if you use the blood token, it's kind of alright. Still do not find that quite interesting enough. This is kind of for two, but it has death touch, so it's kind of alright. Oh god, still, so. And the festivities is stylish, but it's kind of like only one damage each. Mostly for like removing tokens or such, so it's kind of alright. This is somewhat in the same vein, but it also gives you a blood token. So let's get rid of that, not quite as interesting. 3 cards to go. Like keeping the 2 bats because they fly and that's usually useful. Three cards, this should be already a bit easier. Ceremonial knife is kind of, it gives +1, so do like it enough. Sometimes useful. It's kind of not too expensive, so let's see like cost wise what is the most expensive. This is quite expensive, but it's also powerful, so Knight we need to be able to change. Both of these are quite stylish. Also like this. This is still kind of because have less of the. We have also some like zombies, so it's probably enough, like worth keeping. Last removals are quite hard. This is still kind of minimal benefit compared to this, because you can return a creature with this, so and 2 cards to remove. Also, as long as can make it a knight. To like this mechanic, so we'll need to remove 2, so are kind of expensive and require nighttime transform. This is quite modestly useful, but sometimes. This wasn't either a zombie. Still though, can be useful. Still do not find enough utility in this though. It looks really nice. This is kind of hard to use. Requires that you would know that creature will die that turn. Still not totally into that. And then we have only one card to remove. Removal is still nice to have. That's quite cheap, so not getting rid of that. Still kind of finding the sure strike. Alright, but it's not that special for one-shot effect, so. And we removed the other card than we intended. Let's try again, and we have 40 cards. So we finished the deck. Let's raise a paw to that, and then we are good to go. Let's play at least a couple of games and then finish for, or maybe we'll see, might play one game and return later tonight for a couple more. We'll see. But let's play one at least now. So we do have deck and we are good to go. And wait for matchmaking. And yes, kind of like first the problem. So a weather could make the text bigger in the thing, and no. Alright, Losarador, and we certainly have Bat, we have Mana, we have Farmer, we even have the opening statue. Sure. Let's try with this. It takes a while to play them, but we can start like building things up. If nothing else. And next turn we get to play a bat. Alright. Probably even like, let's play the path first. Go from there. Right. Can't attack or block. That's really useful. And we could make it night, but first we certainly need things that are useful during the night, so let's start with that. Could even block. They do have mana, so not blocking, because do not know what they would cast and what to keep that around. And it's doing 1 damage each go. And of course switch back for more game and less fursuit, though didn't miss much fortunately, but to at least admire the suit. And they land. Then we could change into night, but we could also continue preparing various things. So let's play the opening statue. Of course we attack. And now it's night, so let's remember to use this. Of course we use mana from here. And we are already in the night, so now we can attack with the and let's see what happens. Alright, to 4. We could still cast into the night, but it's not used because it's already night time. Don't really want to turn back on that. Unfortunately, Battlestar would like to shoot it with something. So we could transform the training for both. So now they actually might get some training benefits. So might be good to try and remove some of them. More mana, kind of not very useful currently. We can anyway add on counter, it doesn't matter even if we don't use the mana, because there's no mana burn. That's kind of not totally useful. Alright, they can't do 4 damage. They can't even do 2 damage. So we certainly can as well attack, because not like we would especially want to block with those like 1, 2, 1, 4, so alright, piercing light. Can anyway kill one of these. Doesn't have any counters, so doesn't matter. Of course, it's more useful to kill the one with reach if we would get bad in the future. Oh well, that didn't go very well. Massive might indeed. Effects, you say? Most probably not going to go very well. Alright. And forgot. Actually, it doesn't matter. Not very much use to make it night, it's already night. That's the transform now, yes. So we have a 5/5. Kind of do not like that, but not immediately able to do much. But at least we can now block like a 5/5. Alright, and everything improved. Yep. So we are taking 5 just from the flyer. And also another of those. So that's stuck. That could block. Do not really want to block. And do get mana, kind of. That's very useful. Let's play more land. We can still make it night. Very helpful. Now it's day, but really. Let's attack with that just for style and then we lose. This flyer was not very nice. Night, yep. So not any transforming creatures out. Plenty of resources, but not really like... Mostly been playing into the night. Like not interested for a good while. And this guy has been blocking the creatures that had, so... Not totally surprising a result. Alright. Alright, let's play another one up to the usual 1.5 hours at least. And see about that. How the second one goes. At least the first one kind of started well, but then it didn't go quite as well. Alright, another one with the Ayani avatar at least, so we have land, we have creature, very nice starting hands, but kind of like not that much luck this far. Certainly keeper. Alright, that requires a creature to sacrifice, so let's do that. Then we need to discard a card. Might be harder to accomplish. Alright, wedding invitation. So some unblockability might be coming up. Not a quick player, it seems like. Both mana are tapped and they are letting the timer run down. Worrying. Mildly slow play. Hopefully they are still there. Hello, are you there? Apparently kind of worry that they are not, but it might be a win if they let the timer run down enough. Oh well, they lost the turn, which is already kind of expensive. Because it starts to cost quickly. Exactly 2 creatures. Let's first play exactly 2 creatures. And then we have to wait reactions, which most probably are not either happening. Like, hello, are you there? Alright. Then we are again waiting. Alright, let's attack. Alright, now they are at least playing again, which is nice. Alright, blood tokens. They ran out of mana, so the wedding invitation is not yet doing much. Alright, so let's play mounted this time and then play this, because now we can attack with exactly 2 creatures and transform the alluring suitor. Alluring suitor or alluring suitor. Alright, and now we attack with exactly 2 creatures and transform. Not that we can cast anything with the extra mana, so end turn. Now what can we do with this? Oh, well, we could have given bonuses, but kind of not very useful. Alright, now they are starting to have some pressure already. Right. Kind of slow start. Of course, they also lost 1 turn due to timing out, so that also, of course, cost them quite dearly because it takes away tempo. Alright, returned alluring suitor into hand. We can do the same, or we could cast this, but it would require daytime. Nighttime. We can again attack with 2 creatures, so let's do the same. Mana is tapped, so they shouldn't be able to do that much. Yes. And we can also cast we do not want to exploit yet, so let's again attack with exactly 2 creatures and transform that. We get 2 mana. This time we remember to activate this and give a bit of a bonus, which was what forgot the last time, so now we get 1 damage more in. Then now we can do a bit more, because that won't transform anytime soon. We can do this and exploit. And they are forced to discard a card. Alright, this looks a bit better for us, certainly. Can block only creatures with flying. That's not very strong choice at this time. Then we could play that, but we do not really need the 113. Play piece defender anyway, but we might get nighttime. What did we have effect-wise here? We can give bonuses, that's certainly nice. They also get a bonus, so it's quite strong for the attack. Alright, good night for you. Thanks for joining, Jax. And hope to see you soon. Always good to see you on stream. So thanks for joining and sleep well. And here we go. Some attack, you say this should be actually the winning attack here, unless they had nothing, so that's a nice win. They of course more or less ruined their game by wasting one turn by letting the timer expire, but a win is a win. And we got some bonuses. And we have one win, so we actually do get guaranteed reward even. So it's now the usual 1.5 hours, and do think that actually going to do so that we'll have more or less a break, so going to finish for now and probably leave you with our sweet Luna, who is doing very long stream by now, and later on we'll finish like in a couple of hours at most. We'll finish this match by doing the remaining ones, no matter what amount we win, and maybe start another one. So we'll be playing a bit more still tonight, but for now having a break, as would like to maybe put some food and coffee into the shooter. So let's finish here. So thank you for joining, and we will play a bit more later tonight. So thank you for your attention, and let's leave you with Luna most probably. Let's see who else is on, of course. And we again, Twitch is very willing to count more viewers as one apparently. Oh well, let's see who's on. And Luna is certainly on. Also Angelo is on. Let's go for him actually, because of course prefer to support a bit smaller one. So let's go and raid them. They have like a couple of viewers, so let's at least add a bit to that. So let's go for them. They are playing the kind of odd minimal 2D thingy. So let's give some attention to that, and we'll be finishing the MtG later tonight. So see you then, hopefully. Be well.